Hello, YouTube, and welcome to another exciting episode of Slot It In There. Now, Schrodinger is a very famous physicist. He came up with a theory about Schrodinger's cat, which is obviously there's a cat in a box with a lethal gas. And because you can't open the box, you don't know whether the cat is alive or dead. So it gives you that theory that the cat is alive and dead at the same time, because not knowing, you won't know until you open the box. Much like this episode, it could be bad or good. You just don't know until you watch the episode. So at the moment, the episode is also equally bad, but also equally good. Who knows if this episode is going to be good? You're just going to have to watch to find out. So let me bring in my comrades as arms. It's Tim, Sean, and Damien.
That intro was bad.
Hello.
Well,
Hello,
you know,
I think.
you do some work, Tim.
I have peeked in the box and I know.
You know, box. Don't know yet. You haven't seen the episode. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. How are we all this week, gentlemen? Okay.
Yeah, good.
Groovy. I've seen Tim's box.
I'll show you again later.
Right. Okay. So now it's that part of the show where I usually do a little bit of a funny joke to lead us into it. Everybody really enjoys, but I sense, you guys don't always enjoy them. But my lad, for Father's Day this year, he bought me a really thoughtful gift because he knows I do these lovely jokes that you'd enjoy. And he bought me a toilet roll full of jokes on it. So I thought I was going through it the other day thinking, I'll come up and find a really good joke that you'll really enjoy. Okay. So I found this good joke that I thought was pretty good. Okay, and it goes, what do you get when you cross King Arthur's court with a study of substances and their properties?
Don't know. Tell us. Just put us out of our misery, please.
Well, I was hoping you're going to tell me, actually, because I had a bit of a bad stomach from dodgy food that day and I had to use the toilet paper. So I didn't actually find out the answer. So if any of you guys know out there, down in the comments below, please, because I thought it was going to be a cracking joke.
But it turned out to be a shit joke.
Just when you think it can't go any lower, it does.
Let's get on with the show. Hey.
I'm feeling flushed.
So, gentlemen, what we've been playing this week. Remember, it's only going to be two of us. You're going to find out from me and Damien what we've been playing this week. So, Damien, do you want to go first or shall I go first?
I'll let you go first this week.
Me go first. Okay, brilliant. So, I've been having a little adventure with a little forest elf this week. So, you've been on a boat ride somewhere, it's got a bit choppy, and you've fallen overboard, and you wake up on a desert island. And that's pretty much the premise of Zelda Link's Awakening. Now, this was a remake on the Switch I've been playing that was originally on the Game Boy, and I played it on the Game Boy absolutely to death. Got all the way to the final boss, couldn't really complete it, but I remember playing it, having lots of fun with it on the original Game Boy. And it's one I wasn't really bothered with getting it on the Switch, and I thought, no, I'll get it. It'll probably be really cool to do and play as a remake. If you've never played this one before, it's an absolute brilliant Zelda game. So I would recommend getting on the Switch. What I found disappointing as I go straight away is that it's literally straight for straight conversion, some of a conversation that you have with these characters from the Game Boy. And because the Game Boy didn't have a lot of power with it, you sort of could understand it there. But I thought they could have expanded there on a bit of a conversation. So that's the only sort of letdown I could say about the game. Before I go into the good things, because the story is absolutely brilliant. The gameplay is absolutely great, just like the original. So if you haven't played it, you'd want to play it on the Switch. It looks brilliant in colour, obviously, now, and, you know, a bit more 3D-ish because of the Switch's power. And, yeah, you just go around and basically you've got to try and wake this big thing in an egg. And there's about 8 different dungeons to go through. It's a standard affair of a Zelda game, really. And yeah, you get different instruments, and when you have all the instruments, you'll be able to open this egg and see what's inside. But yeah, you keep getting cryptic clues as you go along. This owl comes along and helps you every so often, which can be a bit annoying. But yeah, if you played any Zelda game, and you're sort of, especially in that vein of like Zelda's Link to the Past sort of thing on just sort of SNES era, it's a bit like that in that sense, but obviously in a lovely sort of 3D-ish style now. So it's quite enjoyable. Yeah. If you love a Zelda game, just go and play it. I can't really say much more than that. It's really cool. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Zelda. As you guys know, I played quite a lot of the games in OS lot, and I really like this one because it's sort of that retro style, isn't it? Obviously, in that top-down 2D sort of vein, more like the 3D one. But what do you guys think of the game?
It looks better than it used to do on the Game Boy, but it's still not one of the game types I would play. Controversial.
Controversial indeed.
I must admit, looking at the footage, I was actually impressed with this. I haven't played any of the Zelda games at all. Shock, I know, but the graphics on this one, the art style, and the gameplay looked really interesting to me, to be fair, and I might actually have a go at this one. So, well done, Chris. You might have converted me.
I haven't played a Zelda game since Wind Waker.
So you played this
Wind-
one on the Game Boy because this was before then.
Yeah, well, Wind Waker was 2002,
Yeah.
and I played it right around the time that it came out. So it's been a few years. I have spent more of my life now having not played a Zelda game than I have having played a Zelda game. That's safe to say.
Well, you know, you like these story-driven games and open-world games. Now, I appreciate the older Zeldas you might not like, but actually, you do need to play Tears of a Kingdom because that's a cracking open world. If you like your Skyrim and all that stuff, and your Fallout's a big open world in a Zelda game,
don't like any of that.
don't like any of that. Well,
Don't like Skyrim. Well, it's not that I don't like Skyrim, but it's just not my kind of game. And the same applies to Zelda.
wow. Well, Damien, I think you got to rescue us. What have you been playing, mate?
Well, I went back to 1984 to play my game, and this is what I played. This sits deeply in my heart as a fantastic game from my childhood. Chack and Pop, pivotal prequel to Bubble Bobble. It was released by Taito in April 1984. Although Chack and Pop emerged during a golden age of arcade experimentation, it didn't achieve the widespread commercial success. However, its legacy is surprisingly rich. Introducing monsters and miters, enemies that would later become iconic in Bubble Bobble in 1986. It featured dual direction bomb release, ceiling walking, and all on a single screen that was a maze puzzle. These were mechanics that were ambitious for the time, but also notoriously difficult to master. All you have to do is go around the maze, release the hearts, and escape before the timer runs out, and without being eaten. The game's timer was visualised by a miter pushing a boulder across the top of the screen, a clever metaphor for impending doom. Despite its arcade struggles, Chack and Pop was ported to a wide range of platforms, Sega's SG-1000, the MSX, and the Famicom, to name just a few, and it even appears in compilations like Taito Legends and Arcade Archives, earning respect as a retro cult classic. However, the music gets a little annoying, and there are only 14 levels, or 9 on the Famicom, and it's very unforgiving. But that's one of the things that keeps you coming back, the want to try again and get to the end. This is a fabulous retro platform maze game that's really addictive and fun to play. If you enjoy retro gaming and platforming, this game is definitely one worth giving a go. So there we go, boys. A trip down memory lane, the old-fashioned 8-bit. It's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. I've wasted so many hours this week playing this. What do you think?
Well, Tim hated it, but I thought it was quite good. Yeah, I
I
quite
didn't
liked
say
it.
that I hated it.
Your silence spoke volumes.
I was struggling to think of something to say about it. I mean, it obviously evokes Donkey Kong, you know, that kind of style of game, that kind of era of game. And yeah, back in the day, man, yeah, I like that. I like Donkey Kong. I like that style. So, but I don't know that I go out of my way to play it now.
No, I mean,
You're missing out.
I've not come across it before, but I liked watching your footage. Obviously, like the mechanics of it, and like going on the ceiling, and obviously like blowing up the hearts with the ball things. I thought it was a pretty interesting mechanics, and obviously to avoid the enemies. So it looked pretty good, yeah. So I'll be checking this one out.
I didn't realize that it was kind of like the precursor to. Did you say it was Bubble Bobble?
Bubble Bobble.
Yeah, which was a classic game in the day. I thought that was like the original sort of like they started with Bubble Bobble and then went on from there, but obviously not. Obviously, you can see the similarities between that and what went on to become Bubble Bobble. But yeah, for a little platform game back in the day, looks quite interesting.
To be honest, at this point, it was entirely worth it just to hear Sean have to say several times in a row, "Bubble, bubble,
Bubble Bobble.
I was just going to say,
Bubble,
can you say it
bubble,
3
bubble.
times in a row really quick?
bubble, 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 bubble." Yeah,
Nearly.
So it's that part of the show once again where we talk about some tech. I show you some great tech from the past, present, or future that, you know, pretty amazing. But it's something that you need in your life, isn't it? Either way, whether you can get it or not, it's something great that you want. Gentlemen, are you ready for this week's What the Tech?
Boys,
Yeah.
we need to get our act together. Come on, he's 2 for 2. And he's played a blind at both episodes, so we need to be on our A game.
I think you got a nice easy one this week. Don't worry. I think nice and easy. Let's see what it is. What do you think to that, gentlemen?
More pictures of Tim again.
Well, it's shoes, isn't
well,
it?
people keep paying me for those pictures, so. Well, I mean, we're talking about like stiletto high heels. Is that what the thing is,
Could be.
or just shoes? Shoes are a
Shoes.
great invention.
It's a great bit of tech, isn't it?
Shoes were a great invention.
You wear Crocs.
Exactly.
You
And
don't
not
get
in
to
sport
talk.
mode.
No. Shall I give you some options then, gentlemen, if you're,
I think-
you're stuck?
I think you're going to need to, because that just...
Okay. Is it option A, a technological marvel to help light streams for people with foot fetishes? If I can even say it, is that great? Is it B, a technological marvel of motor vehicles being seen at night? Is it C, a technological marvel of changing the height of your shoes? Or is it D, all of the above?
I don't even understand some of those.
It's plainly written there, Tim. I don't know what. Can't make it any clearer.
What do you mean by a light stream? What do you mean by a
Help to
technological
light
marvel?
streams for people with foot fetishes. So it's your OnlyFans site, Tim. You know when you have to light your feet.
Oh, I'm not familiar with such a thing.
Oh, right, sorry.
Okay, and then so technological marvel of motor vehicles being seen at night. What's that got to do with this image? And
She could be at the side of the road. Assuming it is a she wearing those shoes.
And well, I usually find that I can see motor vehicles at night because they've got their lights on. How he's done it to us again, hasn't he?
Well, tactically thinking, if we disregard all of the above, because what one thing can be foot fetishes and then motor vehicles and then changing the height of shoes, very unlikely to be one piece of tech that covers all of that. So tactically speaking, if we individually go A, B, and C, we should get him.
But, and hear me out, if we select all of the above, we might technically be wrong because we will have selected 2 wrong answers if it's not all of the above. However, we will have selected one of the correct answers.
But if that's the case, D will be invalid because it's not all of the above.
Oh yeah, like I say, it will be wrong, but we will have selected one of the correct answers.
We can't let him win again.
I know, it's killing me. I mean, in terms of changing the height of your shoes, stilettos did change the height of people's shoes, but it's not like it's an adjustable scale. I'm trying to see if are we looking at something in the background of this image? At least
Well,
tell us
this
that
is
much,
it.
Chris.
This is it. And I'm going to go B. Final answer.
So you're going a technological marvel of motor vehicles being seen at night.
Correct.
Right, what are you two going for then?
I'm going to actually go with C because it's a photo of shoes. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's got retractable heels. I don't know. I just don't know anymore.
I'm going to go with all of the above, and hear me out on this. I'm working on the basis that Chris isn't going to show us what he's been watching on OnlyFans. So the idea that Chris is going to come up with screenshots of OnlyFans sites here on YouTube, nah. So I'm going all of the above. That's covered as many bases as we're going to get.
If we lose this because of your choice, Tim, I am never speaking to you again until the next time I speak to you.
And now we will have nailed it on B or C. It's fine. D. Final answer.
Okay, so we've got B, C, and D. Gentlemen, I can reveal one of you is correct. And the correct answer is it's B. It's a technological marvel of motor vehicles being seen at night. Because it is the light-up tyre that they did have back, I can't remember now. I want to say the early 40s, 50s. It was an actual thing. They did have them. You couldn't go above certain speeds because they'd obviously break, but you could have lots of different colours, and I thought it would be a great lifestyle choice to look really nice. But they did have light-up tyres for a short amount of time.
How did they work then? Was it a case of they were using like radium or something in the construction of the tyre, or were there lights inside of the tyre and the rubber was more transparent?
So, yes, it was unveiled in the 1960s, and they represented a pioneering leap forward, envisioning a future where vehicles could be both safer and visually striking. It was done by Goodyear, the tyre manufacturer.
Staying alive, staying alive.
I can't read that. I can't understand what I've written. But yeah, they put stuff in it, made tyres. It was great.
I'm so glad we got to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
Goodyear's illuminated tyres in the 60s worked by using translucent neothane polyurethane rubber combined with 18 small light bulbs mounted on the inner rims.
There you go. Was light bulbs. But more importantly, you guys did win one. So well done there anyway.
Yeah, well done us.
Hey, that was What to Take this week. Hey! Woo.
These are getting worse.
It's your letters. It's your letters. It's your letters. It's your letters.
I suppose we ought to do a viewer's letter. Somebody's going to have to introduce the Games Meister. Damien, do you want to do it?
Go on then. Some say he can eat with only one chopstick. Others say he tells Simon what to say. All we know is he's the Games Meister.
Konnichiwa, my little bowbuns. How are we doing this week? I'm in fine fettle myself. Well, after last week's effort, let's get straight on to this week's viewer's letter. And this week, we are dealing with a very concerned piglet. Here we go. Dear Slot It In There, I am writing to you today from a very worried place. My best friend Pooh is struggling. He has this problem with honey. He just can't get enough of it. It's gotten to the point where if he doesn't get his honey, he either falls into a terrible depression or gets violent. He has assaulted Eeyore and ran away with his tail and would not give it back. I found he had sold it on the black market for honey, but had managed to buy it back for Eeyore. He started jumping out at Tigger, shouting, "Show me the honey!" I didn't think Tigger could jump any higher than he already does, but he did, and it was quite a spectacle. The most hurtful part, though, is what he says to me. He calls me tasty bacon, and threatens to make me into a sandwich. It makes me feel small and frightened. I know it's the addiction that is talking, but I feel so helpless to help Pooh. My question to you is, Should I love him for who he is and accept this behaviour, and maybe wear a stab-proof vest, and make my home more secure so I am safe? Or should I report his violent behaviour to the police and get him locked up as the not poo that he really is? Sincerely, a very concerned Piglet. Well, 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 boys, what do we think about that letter? Poor Piglet is in a dilemma, isn't he? He's got a violent friend with a severe addiction, and it's affecting his friendship with him. What should he do? Once again, it's you boys that can decide in the only way you know how. And this week it will be Chris who will be taking up the challenge. Chris, your challenge is to play the arcade game Defender by Williams and finish the first wave defending all 10 humans. You must not lose a single human. Go.
There you go, guys. Another dilemma there from a lovely character, really, Piglet, isn't he? I mean, should he put up with this? What do you guys think first?
Because I think an intervention is required. He's mad for the honey, and Piglet and the others just they don't deserve this at all. Especially Piglet. He's the smallest of the group.
And I was about to say exactly the same thing. Time to stage an intervention. Honey's no joke. You don't want to mess with that stuff.
Yeah, I think I must agree with the guys. Any addiction is a bad thing for the person suffering from that addiction. So as his friend, he should seek professional help for his friend. So he shouldn't just put up with it. Seek advice, help your friend.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page here. You can't really, as much as you don't want to rat on your friend or do that, he's in a bad way. And the best thing, the kindest thing to do for your friend is to help him out and get him some help. So report him to the authorities to get him all sorted out. We're all on the same page anyway. And that's why it's only my choice that would matter because I'm playing the game. But we're all in agreement anyway. So let's see how I did. So Defender, I think this is a pretty impossible challenge because I've got to try and save everybody. It's pretty hard. I've only had a quick go for this, and I think it's rock hard because I've never played it before. But let's give it a crack because that's what the challenge is about. Here we go then. Ooh, nearly got one right. You die. I don't really understand. Look, because I'm already catching my people. Stop it. Ooh, nearly. Get him. Right, okay. Oh, someone's getting my person over there. See. Oh, you what's it? See. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Good place. There was some more over here. Come on, where are they? Boom. Did I get them all? Did I win? Did I get them all? I couldn't really see. I think that was the challenge, really. But did I count all the people? I'd have to count the people afterwards in the video. Did I win? I blew it there. But let's go back to the studio and find out. So there you go, guys. What do you think of that?
Bravo,
Who's
sir.
getting interventioned?
Wow.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
I'm pretty surprised myself, but we have gone back and watched, and there was 10 people there. I did save them all. So, but yeah, pretty.
I mean, Williams' Defender back in the day was known for being notoriously hard. I mean, this was back in the day when arcade games were hard. This was known as being an extra hard game. I don't know how you did it, but you did it.
Honestly, I literally had a one go before that to get the controls right, as is a spirit thing, and I don't even know how I did it. That's why I was like, did I do it? Because I don't know how to do it. It seemed really rock hard. I thought I'm never going to do this, but there you go. The gaming
Just in
gods
case,
were with me.
what a surprise. It's Chris in a retro game and it was successful. I think it's about time that the Games Meister gave him something modern and tricky.
Well, maybe that's next week. We'll have to find out. But for this week, we made a decision, the most important decision. And poor Piglet, he needs to go and, rat poo out because it's the kindest thing to do. And he can't live in fear, can he? And always slaughter for his life. So, go and get him, tell the authorities, get him some help. And then you'll be buddies after. I'm sure he'll forgive you eventually. Might take a bit of time, but he'll forgive you eventually.
It's going down. I mean, poo's going down.
Lovely. And that's the end of the show. We hope you enjoyed it. Was the Schroding thing right? Was it bad or good? You'll have to let us know down in the comments, won't you? But make sure you come back for next week's episode as well. People, what do they need to do?
Go down below, give us a like and a subscribe. We still don't have the faintest idea what's going on down there, but I saw some numbers like I think I saw a 6.
And don't forget to leave us a comment if you've liked what you've seen, or ask us a question, or just any kind of interactivity between us and you. It's always good.
And tickle the bell so you're notified of the next time we upload. Nice.
And as always, we'd like to end the show on a bit of a quote. And of course, I started with talking about physics, so I'm going to end with physics because I just found a nice quote from an American physicist called Alice White. Don't know who they are. They're a physicist. It was a good quote. And here it is. The speed of light is faster than the speed of sound. This is why some people appear bright until you hear them speak. Sounds pretty good to me. On that blue screen of death, that's the end of the show. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.